Hello and welcome. You're watching the weekend edition of Into Vietnam, only here on VITV channel, and following other major stories in the week between March the 14th and March the 19th. The National Financial Supervisory Commission said Vietnam's economy is forecast to grow 6.7% in 2016. TPP have impacts on stock market are reviewed. The International Monetary Fund Managing Director said Vietnam is gearing up for next transformation. First and foremost are the most outstanding figures of the week. Vietnam's economy is expected to expand 6.7% in 2016 after growing 6.8% in 2015, the government-run National Financial Supervisory Commission said in its Financial Market Overview Report 2015. According to the Commission, the Country Consumer Price Index or CPI is expected to pick up by 3 to 3.5% this year compared to a 0.6% rise last year. According to the central bank data released on Wednesday, March the 16th, bad debt in Vietnamese banks fell to 2.5% of total loans at the end of 2015, from 3.25% 1 year earlier, the lowest since 2010, when the debt crisis started to emerge in the elite banking sector. The figures released are lower than those of the government National Financial Supervisory Commission, which said on Monday non-performing loans were 2.9% of credit by the end of 2015, down from 3.7% 1 year earlier. The fragmented sector has undergone major reforms in the past few years, with stricter lending and debt classification, forced takeovers, numerous fraud investigations, and the formation of state-run asset management company to support commercial bank. With Vietnamese shares close to erasing the losses this year, strategists say that the benchmark gauge will continue climbing to reach the highest level since 2008 as the rising economy and earnings draw investors. After surging 11% from this year's low on January the 21st, the measure will extend gains to about 642 by the end of 2016, or 11% above its close on March the 15th, according to average of 10 analysts forecast in a Bloomberg survey. The stock index rose 6.1% in 2015, the best performer in Southeast Asia. With Capital Securities, the country's third largest brokerage debt, the outlook for this year looks better as the country expects strong earning growth driven by an emerging consumer and strong manufacturing. And now let's move on with some macroeconomic and investment news. The Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, or TPP, is expected to have a positive influence on the Vietnamese stock market, said Mr. Chan Duc Sing, chairman of the Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange Board of Directors. He made the remark during a seminar on opportunities created by TPP for Vietnamese businesses, which was held on March the 17th in Ho Chi Minh City. Relying on the common development basis, the quality of goods in the stock market will be improved significantly, not only for the sectors that will benefit from the TPP, such as garment, footwear, and aquatic products, but also for supporting industries, said the chairman. However, the TPP will also bring the difficulties and challenges due to the fact that the stock market is not large enough to absorb enormous quantity of foreign capital, and local enterprises will face competitive pressure, according to experts at the seminar. The state-owned Vietnam Oil and Gas Group of PetroVietnam said Vietnam is likely to experience an oversupply of petroleum products by 2018 when just 2 refineries come into operation. The supply of gasoline and oil products in the country are estimated to reach 17.6 million cubic meters by 2018, of which 7.27 million cubic meters will come from the Dung Quất refinery in the central province of Quảng Ngãi and 9.62 million cubic meters from the Nghi Sơn refinery, which is under construction in the north central province of Thanh Hóa. Meanwhile, the domestic demand for petroleum products, which is projected to grow by 3% annually, will touch 17.3 million cubic meters by 2018. The Vietnamese government is constantly aware of the importance of digital technology and prepares policies to encourage its development. Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Đam told a World Bank workshop to launch its One Development Report 2016 Digital Dividends Report on March the 14th. Mr. Vũ Đức Đam said that digital technology has made a major contribution to Vietnam's socio-economic development. Ms. Victoria Kakwa, director of the World Bank in Vietnam, said that Vietnam's public sector still does not have the capacity to implement ambitious projects in digital technology. She added, Vietnam will need to have a large agenda to promote reforms in the business environment, enhancing effective governance skills. During her trip to Vietnam, Madame Christine Lagarde, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, made a speech at the National Economic University in Hanoi on Thursday, March the 17th. She said after a remarkable 30-year period, Vietnam is now facing another pivotal moment of transformation. The MMF chief said global challenges and regional opportunities for the country are waiting ahead, and there are 4 key ingredients for Vietnam's next transformation. The IMF chief said over the past 3 decades, Vietnam has become one of the world's most open economies. Greater openness, of course, means a greater sensitivity to external shocks. In fact, there are several major economic transitions that are on the minds of policymakers right now. They include China's moves to a new growth model, the prospect of commodity prices remaining lower for longer, and the tightening of financial conditions in many countries due to rising U.S. interest rates and a stronger dollar. However, Vietnam, together with other countries in the Mekong Delta region, will benefit from China's slowdown.
Countries in the Mekong region can actually take full advantage of the China slowdown in growth and its transition. For Vietnam, we are seeing 2 big benefits. In addition to winning market share at the lower end of the value chain, Vietnam has a unique opportunity to sell more final goods, such as cell phones, computers. But the reason why Vietnam is so not unaffected, but little affected by the China slowdown, is that actually China accounts for only 1/10 of Vietnam's overall exports.
Madame Lagarde said, indeed, Vietnam has now reached a point where new powerful ingredients are needed to safeguard macroeconomic stability and lift tomorrow growth and living standards. Current growth is projected to remain solid this year at around 6.3%. But growth since 2008 has been slower than in the preceding 2 decades. Without a big reform push, Vietnam will find it extremely difficult to catch up. A strong policy recipe includes: first, safeguard macroeconomic stability; second, generate higher government income; third, step up bank reforms; and fourth, promote growth that is stronger, more inclusive, and more sustainable.
First one, which you have applied particularly in the last couple of years, I would say, is safeguard macroeconomic stability. This means, for example, in terms of slightly new ingredients, making greater use of your exchange rate flexibility. In order to do what? To soften the impact of external shocks and help build external reserves.
Head of the IMF reiterated the effects of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, on Vietnam's economy. She said, according to some estimates, this trade deal could lift Vietnam GDP by a cumulative 8% and its exports by 30% over the next 15 years. Corporate bonds, a low-cost financial resource, has been widely chosen by Vietnamese, especially securities companies, as an effective tool to fortify their financial strength. It was estimated the total corporate bond issued by listed firms in the final month of 2015 amounted to 10 trillion dong, rising strongly from 2014. it can be seen that the bonds have become a good way for local firms to mobilize capital. Watch our following report for more details. For businesses in general, corporate bonds are an efficient tool to reverse their loans, as they are not required to offer proof of assets as making bank loans. This helps them to reduce lending cost when making bank loans.
Là cái việc phát hành trái phiếu nó sẽ hình thành một cái khoản nợ luân chuyển, và cái khoản nợ này tôi sẽ trả bằng cách là phát hành đợt sau để trả cho đợt trước với quy mô ngày càng tăng lên. Đấy là những cái lợi ích từ việc phát hành trái phiếu. Đặc biệt là trong điều kiện mà thị trường chứng khoán phát triển, uy tín của doanh nghiệp được duy trì, củng cố và không ngừng được tăng cường, thì cái việc phát hành trái phiếu đợt sau để trả cho đợt trước, đấy là một cái ưu thế tuyệt đối của việc phát hành trái phiếu.
For securities company loans, corporate bonds are a good and stable source of capital under pressure of Circular 36 by the State Bank of Vietnam.
Đó là sự ra đời của cái thông tư 36. Thì điều này nó hạn chế cái nguồn vốn vay từ các cái tổ chức tín dụng, các ngân hàng đối với công ty chứng khoán. Cho nên là các công ty chứng khoán buộc phải tìm các cái nguồn tài trợ mới, và rõ ràng là cái kênh phát hành trái phiếu là một trong số những cái lựa chọn.
Experts say, considering the current stock market conditions and circulation, the corporate bond market is highly potential.
Ta đang đứng ở giữa hai cái thái cực. Một là các khoản đầu tư an toàn, tức là bỏ tiền vào ngân hàng. Và hai là các khoản đầu tư rủi ro, là bỏ tiền vào cổ phiếu. Vậy thì một cái kênh đầu tư thứ ba nó nằm giữa, tức là nó cân bằng giữa an toàn và rủi ro, thì đó là trái phiếu. Cái tiềm năng của thị trường trái phiếu ở thị trường Việt Nam là rất lớn. Theo cái thống kê của chúng tôi thì cái quy mô của thị trường trái phiếu doanh nghiệp hiện nay nó mới chỉ chiếm vào khoảng là 5-6% GDP. Trong khi đó thì cái quy mô của thị trường cổ phiếu nó rơi vào khoảng 40-50% của vốn hóa, tức là vốn hóa vào khoảng 40-50% GDP. Trong khi đó thì tại các cái thị trường phát triển, cái quy mô của thị trường trái phiếu nó thường là gấp 2, thậm chí gấp 3 lần so với thị trường cổ phiếu. Điều đó chứng tỏ một điều là cái tiềm năng của thị trường trái phiếu doanh nghiệp của Việt Nam hiện nay là rất lớn.
Advantages of corporate bonds like low cost finance, reversible loans, stability and high development growth are the reasons why firms are eyeing this mobilization rate in recent time. The final part is summary of local stock market between March the 14th and March the 18th. Well, that's all for this edition of VITV Vietnam. Thank you so much for watching. You can also follow us on our website at www.vitv.vn or update on our Facebook at VITV channel. Goodbye and see you later.